Welcome back, girls. It is time for the last session of the day today. It is our topic session. In topic today, we are going to be thinking all about Frida Kahlo, and we are going to be doing an art activity all about this wonderful, famous artist. It only seems right to do an art activity about an artist, of course. So yesterday, or on Thursday, we were thinking all about Frida Kahlo and what she was famous for. So let's have a little recap on Frida Kahlo. Who was Frida Kahlo? Frida Kahlo was a Mexican artist best known for her self-portraits. Her paintings are strongly influenced by Mexican folk culture and use lots of bright colours. Frida Kahlo grew up in a house called La Casa Azul with her parents and her 6 sisters. The house is now the Frida Kahlo Museum. As a child, Frida loved to draw. At age 6, she caught a disease called polio, which damaged her leg. Initially, Frida Kahlo was studying medicine, but then she changed her career path following a serious accident. Do you remember we read that she was in a bus accident? As part of her recovery, Kahlo underwent 35 operations, but she always kept painting. Her mother had a special easel made for her so she could paint in bed, and her father lent her his box of oil paints and some brushes. Frida had said, "I paint my own reality. The only thing I know is that I paint because I need to, and I paint whatever passes through my head without any other consideration." Frida often painted portraits of herself, so remember that because that's what we're going to do today. She wanted to show people about her suffering, and also the people in her life. She created 143 paintings, and of these, 55 are self-portraits. So we know that a self-portrait is a painting or a picture of yourself. So this is a self-portrait here, and it's called Self-Portrait with Monkey. You can see the monkey there. Frida was proud of her Mexican heritage. She was inspired by traditional Mexican art, which is wonderfully bright and colourful and patterned. It is full of feathers, flowers, dancing, music. She often featured animals in her self-portraits too, like monkeys, parrots, a hairless dog and a deer. This is her painting, the self-portrait with a monkey. Frida's work has inspired artists to reveal their emotions, no matter how extreme they are. She is also viewed as a people's painter because she endured a great struggle and she fought through it. She was a strong woman who overcame her predicament and did what she was best at despite being in severe pain. Today, people visit her home in Mexico to see where her great art was created and to appreciate what a single person can accomplish against all odds. So it's very important to remember that she wasn't very well at all, and she was at home in bed. She spent lots of time at home in bed by herself, but she never let that stop her from achieving her dreams and from painting. So I think this is a very exciting time for us to draw our own self-portrait. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to make our own self-portrait because that's something Frida Kahlo, this wonderful artist, that's what she was famous for, doing her beautiful self-portrait. So our self-portrait is also going to be full of bright and colourful things and maybe feathers. You want to think about feathers and flowers, and maybe even when you do your self-portrait, you want to think about animals too. So we're really going to be creative and use our imagination here. So you're going to get a piece of paper. It can be any colour you like. I've chosen a white one. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to draw a border. So border is important because that's going to be our frame. So of course you can use a ruler if you want to, but I couldn't quite find my ruler today. So I'm just going to show you. You can draw a border. And this is important because in the space in here, that is where you are going to draw your self-portrait. And the border here later, you are going to decorate. So in the space here, using your brightest colours, you can use felt pens, or you can use colouring pencils, or you can use paints if you have some paints at home, if you would like to use paints and if you're allowed to use paints, because they can sometimes be a little messy. then you can use those. And you're going to draw a self-portrait. So it's important when we're drawing a self-portrait, because actually we can't see our faces ourselves. We can only see them when we look into a mirror. So you're going to look into a mirror and you're going to look at your face. You're thinking all about your face, the same way that Frida Kahlo did. She has beautiful pictures of her face and thinking about your features, so your eyes and your nose and your lips, and of course your ears and your eyebrows, not forgetting your eyebrows as well. Thinking about the shape of your face too, and your hair as well. Maybe you have dark hair, maybe you have light hair. Thinking all about that. So when you have thought about that and looked at yourself, you can do your picture of yourself, your self-portrait. And you might want to think about the bright and interesting colours that Frida Kahlo used. So you can remind yourselves by looking at some of her paintings and see her bright colours. And she had beautiful feathers in her hair and flowers in her hair and big lovely necklaces as well that you might want to do. So you might not have these things, you might not have lots of big necklaces or feathers or flowers, but you're going to start using your imagination to make your self-portrait really bright and vibrant. And you might even want to add an interesting animal or two. So thinking about animals you like, thinking about what animal you would like to be in your self-portrait, you will have the chance to do that too. So it's all about your creativity and your ideas. You don't need to copy anybody else's ideas. You can use Frida Kahlo's bright colours and her ideas from her paintings just to get some little ideas for your painting, but you're going to create your own lovely, wonderful masterpiece. So once you have done that in your space, you can make your border. So you can use lots of different things to make your border or your frame, because this is going to be your frame. We're going to make it look like your self-portrait is in a frame, in a gallery. Do you remember when we went to the National Gallery and all those beautiful paintings were in the most stunning frames, those lovely gold frames that we saw? So you are going to try and make your own version of a frame. So there are lots of different things you can use. You might have I found some pasta at home that I thought I can use. I found some pasta that I thought might be quite interesting to use. So I thought I have some glue, some PVA glue. You might need some PVA glue rather than Pritt Stick for sticking on pasta. And you could put your glue down and you could do it however you like. Maybe you want to do it in little rows together. Something a little bit like this. Okay, and you can decorate it all the way around. Maybe even here you could fill it with spaghetti if you have some, or different types of pasta. It's up to you, because the pasta makes it look three-dimensional. It makes it look 3D rather than being a flat painting. It suddenly becomes a fat 3D picture and a frame. So that makes it look a little bit more interesting, I think. You might also have some sequins at home, or beads that you could use, or stickers that you could use. You could use all of it however you want to, but thinking really carefully that if your picture, your self-portrait was going in the National Gallery, how would you want it to look? Would you want people to stand there and look at it and think, my goodness, that is excellent, I love that. So have a little think about how you can make your own masterpiece. And once you have done that, you could even paint your pasta if that's what you were using. And I will, of course, leave that up to you. And once you have done that, in tomorrow's live call, when we talk to each other tomorrow morning, I would absolutely love to see your self-portraits. So if you bring them along, then we can have a look at them. And I would love seeing them. And I know that your friends would love to see your pictures as well. So we can share them all tomorrow. Right, I better let you get on with it. You have a busy, busy art activity, making your self-portrait like Frida Kahlo. So I look forward to seeing them tomorrow. Goodbye, girls.